everyone, it's me, Carol from Practical Mystic. Thanks for joining me today. I have a video that's going to touch on a few things. We're going to look at the new moon in Cancer. We're going to discuss that. It's tomorrow, June 28, 2022. I'm also going to show you how we can find out what kind of day it is specifically. The numerology also is going to correspond to two tarot cards, and that's going to help us identify the vibrational opportunities that we have in a fascinating way of how it is correlating right now with world events. I'm going to bring that up as well. I'm also going to talk about the 4 zodiac signs that will be affected a little more strongly during this new moon in Cancer, which of course is going to be Cancer and its opposing sign Capricorn. We're also going to look at the sign of Aries and its opposite sign Libra. I will take out one card to ask for further guidance for those specific signs. But let me start out by trying to explain the vibration of the new moon in Cancer having to do with numerology. In numerology, every 24 hours there is a new base number, 1 through 9. Tomorrow, that number that we will all be vibrating under is a number 4. Now, let me go ahead and explain this a little bit more and try to attach to it how I feel it is so Cancerian. We take the universal year whenever you want to find out what day it vibrates to. You take your universal year, you take the month that you are in, and the day in question. We're questioning tomorrow, June 28. You add them down. You take the numbers 2, 0, 5, and 6 by adding them across. We get the number 13. 13 in the major arcana is related to death card. We'll talk about that. But ultimately, in numerology, we break everything down to a base digit. But we also see how that base digit was constructed. It was not a 22, which is another way of getting a 4, or a 31. It was a 13, which we're going to use the death card's interpretation to understand its value. And we're also going to talk about the Emperor. The Emperor has to do with rules and regulations, and certainly what has transpired with the reversal of Roe versus Wade. We are seeing the authoritative rulership depicted by the Emperor very much hitting home for the sign of Cancer, which has to do with family, which has to do with protection, which has to do with nurturing. In fact, the glove of Cancer, if we look at the circle and the connecting, I like to call crescent moons, and then the reversal, side by side, astrologers look at that as depicting the breast. The breast is a part of the woman that nurtures offsprings, give lives to, and Cancer is the nurturing. Cancer always protects and transforms the old into the new, revitalizing. So I see a very strong connection with this new moon in Cancer and what has occurred with the Supreme Court ruling. So let's go a little further here. 4 also vibrates to the sign of Cancer, and it is related to the planets Mars and Uranus. Well, Mars is very heavily aspected. It is currently in the sign of Aries. So, and we know the Emperor is Aries in the tarot. So there's a strong Martian energy. And there's also a very strong Uranus energy, and they're battling. We have Mars that is making the rules, and Uranus that says, where's my freedom? And Uranus right now is in Taurus, a very earthy sign, which is what I want to get into here a little more. First, I want to bring your attention to how these numbers are basically 2s, 4s, 6, 8. They are even numbers. Even numbers in numerology are feminine in nature. They also have to do with group activities. So we're going to see more of a demonstration, people getting together and voicing how they feel with the reversal of Roe versus Wade, and that nurturing, cancerian, mothering, protection energy that has come into play very heavily, this emotional new moon in everyone's minds and hearts. Of course, I've already talked about Cancer here being home and family, but here I'm wanting for you to look at the elemental properties. In numerology, these numbers are more in the Jungian, Carl Jung aspects of the element versus the tarot, and how we look at the elements and the numbers. Number 4, 6, and 8 are very earthy. We have 4, 6, and 8 here very strongly. We're in the 6th month of June and on the 28th day. And this has to do with the woman's body and her rights. And I will also get into other personal ways that this Cancering energy is important for us to be aware of. The 2 and the 22 are water, but in the Jungian, it has to do with the mind. This is very emotional for us as well. And the numbers 1 and 3, which we are using for the death card, part of the process, which gives us the base vibration of 4, has to do with fire and feeling. So you can see that we have a potpourri of body, mind, and feeling brewing not only in the numbers, but the cards they represent and the zodiac sign that this new moon is occurring in. So let's go ahead and on a basic level of how you and I can work this energy of this new moon in Cancer, which is, approximately usually a full month. Let's look at what the death card is telling us. It is a revitalizing force. It is a cleansing. And it's Scorpio in the tarot. We know that death is the zodiac sign Scorpio, elimination, death and rebirth. That is the process for a full month that I believe is instrumental in a personal growth by getting rid of what no longer serves us. Regenerating our body by nurturing it, possibly different, getting out of our comfort zones. We may be purging in our home, getting rid of things. We may be selling things for additional income. We may be giving things away for those who are more in need than we are. But there's that definitely the revitalizing force of sweeping out. We're in that halfway point of the year. It's time for possibly a new coat of paint, a new vision, a new idea. And when we renew our environment, we tend to activate new thoughts in our minds, and then we get a an impetus possibly to continue, and we activate the process. And then there seems to be this beautiful domino effect. So that death card is change that is occurring. Whether we like it or not, we can work with this energy and revitalize our bodies, our mind, our spirits, and our homes. And usually it affects everyone around us. Now, the Emperor, on the other hand, if we're going to go back to look at world events, we can certainly see that this 4 is limiting, and it has to do with rules and laws. Okay, we can identify that. And again, there's going to probably be an outcry more and more with group activities trying to get the attention of what has happened, whether you are for or against it. It is what it is. But the Emperor also is not only the external world, but it is also our connection to society, and where we may have had our own personal rules, beliefs, limitations, outworn ideas, and to take that Aries energy, that Aries fire, and make the necessary change, break down the walls, the barrier. Yes, the Emperor is ruled by Aries in the Taurus. Aries is going to be highly affected with the planet Mars in its natal sign during this new moon in Cancer. So on a very productive way, I feel like this is going to be a change of consciousness, a healing and a purification. We need new thought. We need new ideas, which is everything that has to do with Uranus. And remember, Uranus vibrates to the number 4 in numerology. All right, with that said, let's go ahead now and pull one card for each of the signs to give us additional insights as to what is happening. But I think before I even do that, the thought just entered my mind that when I talked about Mars, 1 and 3, that can also help us relate to life's, the cyclical, that everything in life is a ebb and flow. And this is also this, when we activate emotion, feelings in what the reality is in front of us, we realize that number 1, there is identification with something in the past. And we're looking to see if it had been transformed in any way. If not, with this Mars energy, we have an opportunity to have a breakthrough, go beyond the walls of our thinking, our limitations, or what has been put in front of us, and come back to what our initial purpose was, our objective. So there is a cyclical pattern in death and rebirth, and the 4 is reminding us to learn from that past, to learn from those own personal restrictions and those imposed upon us, and to make new for change, to update, to revitalize. Okay, that's it. All right. Now let me get centered, and I will begin with the major sun sign of Cancer. And of course, if you have a rising Cancer sign, this new moon, of course, is also going to affect you. Okay, Cancers. Your card is the Page of Wands, and that is fire and water. We have Wands fire, the Cancer sign is water. We know that that can be quite antagonistic, but I look at changing again. When we put fire under water, it changes form. And the Page of Wands, being that it is a neophyte, a newfound energy, a new beginning, have that fire underneath you, encourage you to not be lackadaisical, to be energized, bubbly, and get in there and initiate the change you want to see, possibly when we have Wands, with the way you communicate, how you view yourself, what you want to learn, what you want to add into your life. This new moon in Cancer is telling me for Cancerians that you can be energized by being uncomfortable, being led to something that you may be a little resistant to, but in the long run, if you tap into it, make a dent, it will open up vistas of opportunities. Okay, let's reshuffle, and we'll now go to Capricorn. See what the message is for Capricorn. Capricorn, you have the King of Swords. Capricorn is an earth sign. King of Swords is an air sign. Earth and air can be antagonistic. Again, being that it's a court card, Capricorns may need to clear the air of what they feel has been misinterpreted, misconstrued, where it has clouded someone's idea or perspective. So Capricorn, I'm saying it's time for you to take the initiative and to maybe contact or address someone in your environment, in your workplace, wherever that may be, where you have to ask and be specific on why there has been this strife between you, miscommunication between you, and you may need to take the initiative, take the first step, and be very direct. Tell this person, even though this person may have more authority than you, it is time to clear the slate again, getting rid of what has outlasted its purpose and has stagnated a friendship that probably is important. All right, we're gonna go to Aries. Ooh, that was strong. It's like every one of them wants to be chosen. Aries, beautiful card. It is the Ten of Cups. Aries is a fire sign. Cups is a water sign. Again, there is antagonism. And what I am wanting to say here is that very much the Ten of Cups has to do with family, unity. We have the mother and the father and the children all united. So Aries, because you have not only Mars in your natal sign right now, you also have Chiron, the wounded healer. This is a great opportunity to reunite family, maybe family that you haven't been in contact with for some time. There's a celebration going on for you, Aries, a great time of change and healing. The cups are sitting in the rainbow. And I think this is going to be long lasting. And because of that 4, I'm going to also suggest that you step out of the normal ways of the immediate family, the way you communicate, and think outside the box as to who maybe has felt eliminated or left out, doesn't fit in, and consider maybe nurturing them and bringing them back into the fold, because this is a major time of healing for the world and for us individually. Libra, you're next. The Empress, a beautiful card, Libra, and it is a creative energy. It's a number 3. There's a process here of redefining what sustains you, the environment. I strongly feel a need for Libras to get back to nature. Maybe the workload has been exceedingly heavy, trying to take care of a lot of irons in the fire. It's time to rest. It's time to nurture your body, your femininity, your female side. Do something kind for yourself, possibly a massage, going into the garden, additional need for rest, but being out in nature, in the elements, I think is going to be very healing for Libras. The last thing that just entered into my mind is Libras connecting with possibly more female friends than male, maybe a daughter very close to you right now, or a niece, that connection that you have with this family member, reaching out to them. All right, everyone, I'm going to end it there. I wish everyone a very beneficial, healing, new moon in Cancer starting tomorrow on the 28th. My love to everyone. Take care. Bye for now.